Municipal Stadium, Larry Kelly Field. Billy Gahagan, Steve Allen, and Rocky Oakham. Mainland just scored. They're up 7-0, and they've attempted an onside kick against the Panthers. It looked as if it was going to be fielded by Pine Ridge. The defender kicked it, and the Buccaneer may have recovered it, but no. Pine Ridge recovered the onside kick, so that looks good because now Pine Ridge is starting just a few yards shy of the 50 at the 47-yard line.
Yep, they need to string some first downs together, and that was just an obvious onside kick. Last year, Mainland had two kickers, and sometimes they'd put them both out there, and one would fake an onside. They lined up and said, we're going to kick an onside kick, and sure enough did. I think that probably speaks to how well they respect their own defense and how they're not afraid to give up some field position.
Well, not to call into question anything that's going on the field, but they are clearly playing a lesser opponent. It's 7-0 after 5 plays, and an onside kick this early. Are you kind of surprised, Coach Allen?
Well, I'm not. I think, as Coach alluded to, they trust their defense. And I don't think that Pine Ridge's offense, either on tape or in the 3 plays that they run to this point, I don't think they've done anything to put any fear in them and or to lessen their confidence in their own defense. So I'm not really surprised at that.
Short gain on the play. It'll be second down for Pine Ridge from their 49-yard line.
Mainland's also got to have a chance to work on some things too, and they're not down a lot to work on the onside kick, so they've got to do stuff like that early in the ball game so it doesn't seem to be unsportsmanlike.
So do you think, Coach Oakham, that they're going to use this game, and I hate to use this word, but as a practice game for a much bigger opponent next week?
Well, we'll just have to see how it develops, but I'm sure that they're going to expect their players to come out and perform well for the first half and try to take a lead in at halftime that will allow them to up their backup. So there's a lot of kids mainly can start for a lot of other teams that are backups here, so we don't know how much drop-off we'll see when they do substitute. But, you know, Mainland's just a big, they look like a college football team standing out there.
They certainly do, Coach.
Those front 5 particularly.
Pine Ridge crosses the 50. They're at the Mainland 45-yard line. It's third down and 3.
Penetration killed the play. You know, they finally get a manageable third down. You know, the last third down with a fumble was 3rd and 13. They get a 3rd and 3. They, you know, had some positive yardage on second down and basically lose a half a yard. But at least they will, you know, nothing bad happening here on the punt. They will flip the field a little bit and at least make Mainland have to drive some real estate as opposed to giving them that 15-yard field.
Thomas Kaysen was on the last carry for the Panthers. A loss of a yard brings up 4th down. Pine Ridge is on to punt back deep. The very dangerous Miko Dotson as well as Wilfred Taylor.
They'll be back with some big hits on this return, I can imagine.
Here we go. There's the first one. Oh, he's going to go up.
Wilfred Taylor on the return brings the ball up to the 50-yard line, and I think it's more than just oohs and ahs up here. I look forward to watching the Mainland special teams. They've been deadly for many, many years.
As you well know, with Bud Asher being the guy that was there for many years, and I miss Bud, but the attitude of his special teams carries on at Mainland High School, and that's an honor to him. But I've had kids who watched Mainland's punt return and refused to go down and cover kicks after they saw it on film. So kids are, like Coach Allen said, kids aren't dumb.
1st and 10, Buccaneers from the 50. Houston, quick pass to the left. That's Kalo Hanna. I anticipate calling virtually every receiver's name tonight.
Kalo Hanna last year just had an outstanding year, and again another speed guy on this team that's full of speed.
The play was enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. They are now across the 50 to the Pine Ridge 40.
Coach Oakham, that number 2 receiver on the wide side of the field is going to be running the post here before too long because the way they've kicked these safeties out there is nobody in the middle of the field.
You're right there.
Denzel looks to go up the middle to a wide open receiver Adrian Killens out of the backfield.
It doesn't matter which one you run through the middle of nobody's there.
I could get open in that.
I just have to wonder if those guys even watched Spruce Creek's game when they played cover zero all night long, and hopefully the same thing happened.
Paid the price. Paid the price. You pick your poison, but I just think that the prudent move, and again, that's being up here, and I'm not coaching, but the prudent move is to make them earn it. You know, to make them earn it, keep it in front of you, and don't allow those big plays.
A little bit like Kansas State did last night against Auburn. For a long time, they just kept the ball in front of them, and they made it a good football game. Auburn finally pulled away in the end, but you just can't let the Mainland people have the big plays because they're going to feed on it from an attitude point of view, and you're right, you got to make them throw the ball in front of you and tackle them, and sometimes that's not an easy job either.
It's a great analogy, though. K-State did a wonderful job last night. Bill Snyder, he is a crafty coach. He knows he's won a lot of football games, and he understands how that is done.
He's also a dean. He's a dean coach.
But he's got his stadium named after him.
I was glad to see Bill Snyder come back to K-State. Not that Coach Prince didn't do a bad job, but I look at Bill Snyder and I think of, Tom Osborne, and I think of coaches like that just let them decide when the game has passed them up. But Bill Snyder's such a great coach, a good dude, and he's such an inspiration to his players.
And he's not just standing around letting the other guys coach either. You betcha. He's involved in every phase of the game. Well, looks like Malin's going to go.
Third different kickoff. Baudette, by the way, his point after was up and good. It's now 14-0 Mainland, 6:58 to go in the first quarter.
Oh, here we go.
That one is recovered by Mainland. Caught in the air. Flag down.
Well, they can't say it didn't go 10 yards because he clearly caught it at about the 47-yard line.
Actually, they could say that, and they hopefully they're not saying that, but
unless it was a right away fair catch call.
Well, I didn't see anybody from Mainland interfere with the right to catch the ball. They just high pointed it and went up and caught the ball. But
one of the tricky things with that, if that's that kick that hit the ground first and went up, now I'd like to tell you that I saw that off the ground, but I did not.
They called interference.
They're calling interference.
Wow.
And if somebody did signal fair catch and you went over there and blocked them, I'm sure they have players assigned not to get the ball but to block the receivers, and I just didn't see it. That won't be the first, probably won't be the last.
Interesting call nonetheless, but again, another victory as far as Pine Ridge is concerned. Each possession that they've started, it's been closer and closer. Eventually they'll just start on the goal line and we'll make it interesting. Pine Ridge 1st and 10 from the Mainland 40-yard line.
Pine Ridge gone unbalanced for the first time tonight, but all they've run is this toss plays.
Kaysen in motion. Verseo's going to keep the ball.
I think he had a little bit of a timing problem there when he reversed out. He ran into his own guy, and the penetration's there. If you're in there foot to foot and they've still got penetration, that's telling you that they've just got bigger, stronger cats in there than you got.
Leading the way was Coach Allen's favorite defensive lineman, Kevin McCrary, the junior, 6'2", 260 pounds, along with Brunson and Ja'Kai Polite. Names that you will hear from now until Saturdays are concerned.
Kevin McCrary is as good as there is around here. I am telling you, he is and like I said before, as good a kid as he is a player.
Quick motion. Verseo's going to drop back and look to pass. He's going to fire down the middle of the field. Pass was intended for number 11, Thomas Kaysen. Falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down for the Panthers.
Coach Beverly told me before the game that Kaysen was the best receiver, and again, it's just a 9th grader, and have high hopes for him in the future, but the Mainland defense was not surprised by the pass.
Officials timeout on the field for water. As they take it, we will take it as well. 6:04 to go in the first quarter. It's Mainland 14, Pine Ridge nothing. You guys should try being me. Welcome back to Municipal Stadium, Larry Kelly Field. It's the Mainland Buccaneers and the Pine Ridge Panthers. The Buccaneers leading 14-0. Pine Ridge on 3rd and we'll call it 12 from the Mainland 43-yard line. Reverse, inside reverse. Handed off finally to Devontae Small.
There's one more option to that play where the guy running the reverse pitches the ball to the quarterback, and had they executed that, that would have been maybe one of those razzle-dazzle plays Coach Allen was talking about earlier. But,
it's a great play.
It is a great play when it works. You look like a genius.
You sure do.
Pine Ridge will settle for a punt. 2 men back deep for Mainland. And I hate bringing it up, Coach Allen, but this is exactly the way the Spruce Creek game played out. It was punt, punt, punt.
Correct.
And Mainland.
And Mainland had a chance to return the last one, I think, if the ball carrier is a little more patient.
Punt is nearly blocked.
A little bit of a high snap there.
By the Bucks. Punted out of bounds, which is probably the best way to punt against Mainland.
I don't disagree with that at all.
You can tell the disappointment in the return men as they finally started to come off the field on a trot. Nonetheless, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers at the Pine Ridge 45-yard line. I think that might have been a negative punt, gentlemen.
Well, the fewer of those returns they have to deal with ensures them taking everybody back, the same number back on the bus that they brought over.
That's right.
And still nobody in the middle of the field.
No, there's kind of in a cover 2 shell, but we've got a lineup in the neutral zone, it looks like, maybe.
Looks like they're going to call offsides, Coach, on Mainland. He keeps pointing over to the Mainland side. We have an offsides on the offense. So
unusual.
First down and 15. Coach Oaken, this is your first time back at the stadium in a while. What do you think of the new digs here in the middle? Bethune-Cookman paid for.
I think it's awesome. I had an opportunity to work 1 year at Bethune-Cookman. Lynn Thompson's a good friend of mine, and I'm really proud of what they've got going on there with their new coaching staff. And
Houston's pass complete to Taylor.
What a football play by Taylor. He speared that ball, made 2 guys miss, and nearly broke that. They have 2 guys running kind of a middle mesh there. They're going to have the middle of the field available to them all night long if they just continue to attack it. I look for them to go with a little corner post out of the number 2 receiver, and there'll be nobody there.
Once again, 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers from the Panthers' 26-yard line.
And we're 3-by-1 with the back on the same side. The safety's kicked over. This is just very, very unsound. There's nobody for the number 3 receiver that's going to throw it to him and score. Oh!
Pass intended for Kalo Anna. The junior looked as if he wanted to run before he caught the ball, Coach.
Yeah, he looked for the goal line before he put the ball away, but Coach Allen is right. When they kind of play 5 across there and don't have anybody on the number 3 receiver, that's pretty easy pickings. And I'm not going to be too critical because I've tried to outsmart myself a few times on different secondary coverages. I find you're better off you just play what you know.
Well, they're in the same coverage again, and that wideout just gets excited because he sees there's nobody there. Now they're trying to split the difference. They're just going to throw underneath and just go to screen, or they go screen, go. This is where when it breaks down, he is so dangerous.
Houston has the option to tuck it and run. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to come to your side and step out of bounds.
Wow, we got a late flag down here
at the 7. Well, Coach, we've talked about this before. If it's in fact going to be a holding call against Mainland, blocking for a guy like Houston is so difficult on the big uglies up front. Sometimes even the receivers, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Well, the one time that I had a quarterback that could ramble around a little bit and the offensive line was not very good, and so I told the quarterback when the line turns those guys loose, they did it on purpose, and then you just circle around and bring them back and let them get some big shots on them. But It is difficult because you don't know where Houston is, and as they change their rush angles, you can't get a clip or a hold.
10-yard holding penalty called against the Buccaneers, backs them up to the Pine Ridge 37-yard line, where it's second down and something Mainland's not used to, a bus ride. Wilford Taylor on the reception, picks up quite a bit of yardage, takes it down inside the 25-yard line, where it will be third down for the Buccaneers.
They got a big chunk of it back right there. They're doing a good job right there of taking kind of what they're giving them. Just they kind of backed off of them a little bit. And now we're back to the 3-by-1. Let's see if Pioneer just work that coverage out a little bit. They're kicking the coverage now, but that solo guy's got a lot of room to work.
Houston near side. Pass is caught by Kalo Hanna. He makes a move at the 15 and takes it in for a Mainland touchdown.
Nobody laid a hand on him.
So now you're going to have to find a way to maintain some leverage out here on the outside. That guy on the outside, it's his gap. That's it. That's his gap. He needs to stay outside hip, and there's 11 guys or 10 guys inside him. Look for some help. Once he lets that guy get outside, the other guys are kind of stuck in bad pursuit angles.
Yeah, you're just not going to win a race with anybody from Mainland with the ball.
No, sir.
Baudette in to attempt the point after. Snap, hold, kick. All three of them are good. 21-0. 3:40 to go. Only in the first quarter. It's the Mainland Buccaneers leading the Pine Ridge Panthers. We'll be back.
Raining out there. Now I'm going to watch this one this time because I love that kick when it hits the ground and goes up because you can't fair catch that one.
Yeah. Welcome back to Municipal Stadium, Larry Kelly Field, Billy Gahagan, Steve Allen, who is going to watch the kickoff, and the Dean, Rocky Yoakum. Seabreeze leads Pine Ridge 21-0. We're only in the first quarter, and we have 3 minutes and 41 seconds to go. Baudette from his 40, just going to pooch it down the hash.
Fair catch.
Fair catch was called for immediately by Nicholas Sutton. Good move.
Yeah. You know it's predetermined where there's three guys calling fair catch and it's not around two of them.
Pine Ridge is going to get the ball first and 10. Their worst position of the night to start. They're at their own 15-yard line. No need to apologize. You're just fired. Pine Ridge sticking with their double wing set. Sniffer behind Roseo. Quick motion near side. Roseo tosses the ball off quickly. That's Joshua Kaysen on the carry.
That's the base play of the double wing, is that little power toss, and they get a little bit out of it. The good teams will break one of those every once in a while for a first down, but Mainland's just so strong up front, I don't think they're going to get much push on them.
They pulled two there from the other side, and when they pull two, they're just getting it. They're running it down from behind. They're just squeezing real nice and just doing. They're well coached.
Coach Yoakum, might get when you have your base offense. That is your base offense. But do you think that Pine Ridge has something in their bag of tricks, a la if we're down by X amount of touchdowns, we got to go to something else, or are they just going to stick with this all night long?
I think they'll stick with this. If they've got something up their sleeve, they'll probably save it for a night when it might pay off for them.
Devontae Small on the carry. He'll take it up to the 20-yard line. It'll be third down, Pine Ridge.
You have to really believe in this offensive formation because it's no fun to practice because it's just, it's truly the 3 yards and a cloud of dust type thing. Your quarterback's a lead blocker on the toss, and you don't find many quarterbacks that like to stick their nose up in there and block. And it's kind of a part of the wing tee, really. I mean, but they replaced the buck sweep with this little toss sweep, and they pull backside guard and tackle, like Steve said. They've gone unbalanced. That's been their biggest adjustment, and they're showing it again.
Once again, Kaysen on the carry. He's going to come near side. He'll pick up a couple yards. It's now 4th down and 3 for the Panthers. Expect the punt team.
And once again, they've yet to get a first down. That's third and fairly manageable again. They've gotten themselves in some fairly manageable third down, a couple, and just not able to get it done. Had a bad snap last time here, so let's see how we handle what could be a little bit of a wet ball.
Kaysen into punt for the Panthers. Back deep to receive Dotson and Taylor. As the rain continues to fall here at the stadium, Kaysen gets off the punt down the right hash.
Here we go. They got the wall set up, guys. This is going to the house. He's going to go on front.
Taylor at the 20-15. A runner makes a stop. Joshua Kaysen, touchdown saving tackle at the 13-yard line.
Great play by Kaysen. He got up inside the blocks there because they had the wall set up.
Yeah, there are 2 guys blocking on him. He's kind of split the blocks and made a shoestring tackle to save the touchdown, or at least delay the touchdown.
Coaches, when he fielded the ball here at the 50, by the time I looked down to see what his name was, he was already at the 15-yard line.
And he'd run 50 yards across the field too. So
not fair.
Not
but
fair.
We've got a block in the back, I would say.
Which you tend to expect, not just because of, I'm not saying because it's Mainland, but when you run when you're so excited about your special teams, unless you're completely under control and take what's given to you, sometimes you're going to get those senseless penalties in the
That's true. I don't mind too much penalties that happen during the course of the play. Dead ball penalties drive me nuts. But, kids that are playing hard, you're going to get a hold, you're going to get a face mask, you're going to get those things. Lining up offsides or something dead ball is just no good.
Taylor will be credited with a punt return for no yards as the ball is just set at the 50-yard line. Denzel looking for something coming near side. He's still looking to direct people all over the place. Throws the ball downfield. He's got a receiver tightly covered. Nonetheless, Will Collins comes down with the pass at the 10-yard line. It'll be first down.
You're not going to tightly cover Mainland for 6 seconds.
No.
40-yard completion by Denzel Houston. And Coach Allen, we got a lot of Batman and a lot of Kobe shown here.
Yeah, we got the diagrams up. We got the pictures. We're going to figure that out by the end of the year.
No doubt.
Well, I want you to explain it to me when you do.
No, we can't. It's secret. First and goal.
There's
Buccaneers.
nobody covering number 3 right now.
Okay, and they're going to try to get over top of them late.
Houston looks to
tight end dragon or the
receiver. Flag on the play coming from the white hat. That's got to be a holding call. It's a hold against the Buccaneers. Pine Ridge will take that penalty, I'm sure. Okay. Would you take the penalty, or because it was incomplete, let it go to third down or second down and let them keep going?
I'd take the penalty.
Make them work for it?
Make them work for it.
Yep, I agree.
It'll be first down and goal. First and goal from the 25-yard line. takes the snap. He looks down the middle of the field. Oh, pass interference call got away with one?
Yeah, they got away with one there.
Pass ball's incomplete. It'll be now 2nd and goal from the 25.
You can't convince me that referees don't get compassionate in games like this.
Yes, and I've been glad they did sometimes, and sorry they did.
That's correct.
You're right. You really wish that they would just call it like they see it and not let the score indicate what's going on.
Oh my!
Killins with the handoff,
and he is just going to
get
to
the 5-4, 3-2-1. Adrian Killins with his 3rd touchdown of the evening.
I mean, basically untouched.
Yeah, the big boys up front.
Get it done.
Killins has scored on the ground twice, and he has a touchdown reception as well.
Rashad Tow Truck Harris. Love that name. He's as advertised. Number 60.
Claudette in to attempt the point after. His kick is up and it's good. 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mainland lead Pine Ridge 28-0.
Now it's when you really got to be a coach to try to keep the kids motivated and up and playing hard. And you got a tendency to lose in any way. You kind of have a little give up in you, and hopefully they won't do that. Hopefully they'll continue to fight back.
DoubleDEntertainment would like to thank MVP Delivers, one of our sponsors, making this possible. 27-0 your score. Mainland leads Pine Ridge. 12 seconds to go in the first quarter from Municipal Stadium and Larry Kelly Field. I'm Billy Gahagan, and they are Steve Allen and Rocky Yoakum. Well, Coach Yoakum, it's your first game back. Welcome back into the country.
Thank you. I just returned from Thailand, and I had a wonderful time, but it's good to be back in Daytona Beach.
It's always good to be back on this side of the pond, regardless. I mean, I do my share of traveling, as you guys know, and I love what I do, but there's nothing like the good old US of A. Another pooch kick, another fair catch called for. Ball is placed down at the 24-yard line.
They're just having the kicker save his leg because he's going to kick so many extra points tonight? What do you think their plan is?
Well, Coach, not for nothing, that's how they kicked to Spruce Creek as well. I don't remember Baudette really getting into a kick at all when Spruce Creek came to visit, Coach Allen.
No, I don't. And, you know, these guys coming into tonight have outscored their opponents 136-9. So, yeah, the kicker has gotten some work. They've only punted the ball 8 times.
And wait till you see that, Coach Yoakum. Their punter is a la Billy Gahagan, only a few inches taller. He's 6'4" and 260 pounds. Pine Ridge will have the ball, 1st and 10. Rosale looking to pass, comes near side, has a receiver, that is Kaysen. He will wisely go out of bounds. Excuse me, yes, that is Kaysen. Thomas Kaysen, number 11 on the reception. He will wisely go out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
I think if he just wants to turn that up there and kind of take the hit, he's going to get the first down tonight.
I thought the same thing.
Brings up 2nd down for the Panthers. 2nd and 1. I anticipate the Mainland defense turning it up in front and not allowing a first down, but I could be wrong.
Depends on the spot here. I think they're going to have it.
That's Zachary Turner, number 44, the sniffer on the carry, churning out some yards. And that's enough for a first down. Coach Allen, first down this evening?
Yep, they got that thing on the first down. They went on first down and got it very, very manageable. And, you know, they were going to have 3 downs to get a yard and a half there. So see if they can come back and maybe mix it up a little bit.
Looks like that ends the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter, Coach Yoakum. You're absolutely correct. Your score, Mainland 27, Pine Ridge, nothing. We'll be right back.
great, isn't it? It is wonderful. I'm undefeated up here, Rocky. Yes, sir.
I feel you.
Welcome back. Second quarter action. It's the Mainland Buccaneers leading the Pine Ridge Panthers 27-0. Pine Ridge with 1st and 10 from their 35-yard line. Flags on the play and a loss of 3 as well. Let's see what's being called. Much deliberation, Coach Allen. You know it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, right. It's A1.
Like the steak sauce. There will be no flag on the play. Therefore, Pine Ridge will be credited for a loss of 3 on the play. Brings up second down at 13. I'm guessing that the Mainland defense is slightly upset that they've given up a first down.
Yeah, well, they're taking it out on them now. That last one, they're punishing ball carriers.
Near side, that's Kaysen on the carry. He'll be slung to the ground. Picking up 4 yards on the play. It'll be third down for the Panthers.
And we're just back in that, long third down yardage. This is just not a place for this offense.
The score has been changed to what we thought it was. It's 28-0. Mainland over Pine Ridge.
I'm glad we didn't miss that, Bill.
10 minutes and 35 seconds and counting for the Panthers with their third down. Looks to pass as a receiver.
Well played out there, very well played, but it's a good call.
Well, that's a good call. Too much makeup speed out of the secondary for Mainland. They get beat sometimes, but they've got such good recovery speed that they're right there.
Absolutely. He was on top the whole time. He got back on top.
That was Thomas Kaysen, the intended receiver. Well, we talked about it during the pregame, guys. It's a Pine Ridge team that sends guys both ways. Coach Oakham, I know the last time you faced a team that went both ways, those guys gave you a pretty good game. They didn't win, but they gave you a pretty good game.
Well, Coach, that you're absolutely right, but I'd have to tell you that I think in most high school football, if you've got great players, you need to put them on the field. I've never been a really big 2-platoon guy in high school football. I've coached a lot of guys that insisted that was the best way to do it.
But in this case, it's from a lack of numbers. And I don't want to take anything away from Pine Ridge kids, but it's a lack of numbers that's probably forcing them to put guys in a 2-platoon or in a back-to-back offensive defensive situation.
Very well may be. That's a nice punt.
Ball will hit at the 31-yard line.
If he breaks that tackle,
take a few bounces.
It would have been a nice punt if he broke that tackle because he was going to ride.
Fielded by Taylor. Once again, he was looking to get to the top of the screen, get to that wall. Brought down by number 9, Marcel Diggs. 1st and 10 Mainland from their own 17-yard line.
I look for them to try to get their passing game going here because they're not going to get much more opportunity to do it later on with the score being as it is.
And again, we've talked about this before. At what point does it become a rub in the face? At what point does it become, I'm sure it's an understanding from Coach Wilson and Coach Gable, hey, listen, we're not trying to do anything. We're not showing anybody up, but we have things we have to work on. And but is it a show up to pull back, or is it a show up to keep driving forward?
That's a good question. I think you got to get your players ready to play, and I think that second half, I think we'll see a lot of new faces unless things change a lot, but I don't think there'll be much let up in the next 10 minutes.
No, I don't either, and I'm kind of the school like that. That gentleman on the other sideline, I'm going to respect him, but at the same time, I've got a football team that I've got to worry about.
It's been fast. It's hot. Sorry, Coach Allen. That's Tyler Gormany excuse me, I lied, that's Kayla Hanna on the reception.
That's 34 of them right here. We're just into the second quarter.
It's almost, it's unfair. It's unfair.
Oh, it's beyond unfair, Bill.
Baudette will be on to attempt his 6th point after, or his 5th, excuse me. Baudette's kick is up and it's good. 9:51 to go in the second quarter. Mainland 35, Pine Ridge nothing. Once again, we would like to thank our sponsor, MVP. They make your life easier. MVP, thank you. All right, guys, well, that's 5 possessions apiece. Mainland scoring on all 5 of them. Pine Ridge fumbled off the first one, and they've punted ever since. Kind of what we expected.
Yeah, I think most of the newspaper predictions were in the 50s to nothing, 56 to nothing, 52 to nothing, and Mainland probably could make it that way if they choose to tonight.
Yeah, I think they're the only thing that can stop themselves, to be honest.
I just received an update from the Seabreeze New Smyrna game with 6:39 left in the second quarter. Seabreeze is up on the host Barracudas, 3-0.
Oh.
It's 3-0.
An offensive show down there in New Smyrna.
They're getting after it, Coach. Brendan DeGrazia fielded the kickoff, took a few steps, and thought better of things, and just put the ball in the middle of the field.
That wasn't a fair catch, it was a fair fall.
Fair enough.
Where would you rather be, Coach?
You know, I was just thinking, you can stay away a long time, but things just don't change. It's always the same. I think I'd rather be right here.
I'm with you, Coach. I'm with you.
It's even better when you're not sweating it. I'm the only one that's I'm the only one that's doing that. We'll leave it alone, please. 100 and 10 from their 39-yard line. Rosario back to pass. His pass was intended for Devontae. Small falls incomplete. It'll be second down for the Panthers.
I think one of the problems with this offense is when you get in a situation like this, number one, it doesn't allow you to come back, but secondly, your kids up front, they're not getting a lot of reps at pass blocking, and it's not something that they know how to do. And you can see he's 3 steps off the line of scrimmage, and he's got gold hats all around him.
Not just that, Coach, but everything is apparent. It's obvious.
Correct.
There's no deception of, hey, maybe it's play action.
Correct.
If you're rolling with the ball and you're the quarterback, you're looking to throw the ball. Second down for the Panthers. Kaysen in motion. He's going to take the toss. Pick up 2 yards. It'll bring up a third down for the Panthers from the 40-yard line.
Coach, that's why I always like to play cover 2 against this offense. So when they get their little fling sweep out there, whatever, your corner can set it for you and send it back to everybody. And
yeah, and they're going to send a player out from Mainland here, try to calm him down. I guess he was a little excited. Referee sent him to the sideline rather than eject him or give him a penalty. That's good officiating, I think.
Maybe he's a little excited, Coach, because he's a defensive back and he has seen 3 passes all night long.
it's Miko Dotson.
Miko, one of the many Buccaneers who has received interests from many schools at the highest level, and probably down no lower than 1AA. Miko, along with AJ Westbrook, the marquee guys.
Don't put the ball on the. Here we go. Referee made a tackle.
Mayo fumbles the ball on the play. Recovered by number 91. That's going to be Avery Walker.
What's Avery's size listed at?
They didn't give it to his coach, but I'm going to say real big.
Real big. I would say double X, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Orseo trying a little hard to make something out of nothing, fumbles the ball away. There was a Buccaneer there initially who tried to scoop and score. He was tackled by the official, but Avery Walker was there to scoop it up following that. So short field for the Buccaneers. First down and 10 from the 15-yard line. Waiting for Houston to get his final instructions as he comes onto the field. Houston and Killens in the Mainland backfield.
Left tackle saying, let's run wide left. I got him hooked. Fake it.
Houston looks to pass, has he wide on the corner route. That's number 15.
That's the 10 we're calling for.
And we have a flag on the play. Ineligible downfield, right? Against not the guys in white, but the guys in gold. That's really a win-win, coaches, for both schools. It gives Pine Ridge, pushes Mainland further back in Pine Ridge's mind to make Mainland work for it. The plus for Mainland is, no matter what it is, it's that many more yards of statistics.
That's good. They executed a good pass play, and they'll probably come back and try to execute another one here.
Take their opportunities while they can.
Collins is soloed up to the left. Keith Foreman draws that responsibility of guarding him. Houston looks to his right, and they ran the exact same play, Coach. You're absolutely correct. Denzel chooses not to throw to Collins, but he will throw to his tight end instead. Trying to get a number on that. It is.
Jacob just ran the crossing route there, and once the play broke down, they just kind of lost him.
Houston does a nice job of keeping his eyes downfield. If he doesn't have right what he wants, he's not going to just take off and run with it. He's going to maybe move around some, but keeps his eyes downfield. That's great poise for a young man.
Absolutely. That's exactly it. It's the fact that he's only a sophomore.
I told you, he's really a good player. I was very impressed the first night that we saw him out here. I'd heard so much about him and didn't know much about him other than his bloodlines, but he's something else.
Baudette's kick is up and good. 42-0 your score. 8:38 remaining in the first half. Mainland leading Pine Ridge. We'll be right back.
He thought, Billy asked me if he thought it would be okay, with all of us, how it would go. I'm like, are you kidding?
I think it's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think when Billy runs out of things to say, you and I can pitch in a little.
That's right.
Welcome back to Municipal Stadium. Baudette's kick goes down the right hash. Brave soul on the return. That's number 2, Keith Foreman.
You can just see that anytime they do these special team situations, they find them back there, they just don't want to do it. It's kind of like looking for a place to fall down,
I think both sides are wide-eyed when it's special teams time.
Right. Different leaders.
Very much different. Yes, sir.
Pine Ridge will set up shop at their own 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, 8:31 to go in the first half. Billy Gahagan Steve Allen, Rocky Oaken. Mainland leading the Pine Ridge Panthers 42-0 in this district matchup. District 9 6A matchup. Pine Ridge drawing short straw, having to play the Buccaneers' first district game of the year, and Mainland's first game as number 1 in 6A. Is this the first time Mainland's been ranked number 1 throughout?
It's the first time I can remember. I can't tell you. I know that it's the first time, but it's the first time that I can recall that that's happened.
I mean, obviously when they won the state championship, they ended number 1, but I don't know that they won into that game.
Naples was number 1 at that time. Yeah, I think that was considered a bit of an upset.
I'm almost curious to know if this is the first time a Volusia County school has been ranked number 1 in their classification. The questions that come up stump you guys. I love it.
The highest I remember Cedar has been rated was second. And then we got on the bus and went to play Madison County. And we didn't return second.
They're pretty good. That's another school with a history of just
sometime when we got time, I'll tell you about almost killing their horse. They had a horse that when they scored, they galloped into the length of the field. We'd almost killed the horse by halftime. We thought we got a great chance here, and it was 35-0 before they realized that they hadn't read in the paper that we were ranked number 2.
The Cowboys are pretty serious.
Yes, they were.
I feel bad because Madison County has had their way with Volusia County schools. I mean, Toronto played them. They had their way too.
They came back here. We played them the next year and were able to beat them, but it was sometimes it's a little different.
Maybe they should have brought their horse with them.
They probably should have.
Pine Ridge calls timeout with 6 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the first half. 42-0 your score. Mainland leading Pine Ridge. This will be Pine Ridge's 6th possession.
Still only 1 first down goal, I believe.
Yes, sir. That is absolutely the case. Pine Ridge's 7th possession. I apologize. Lost track of my notes. At what point do you say to your kids, hey, we are up by a whole bunch, but we got to stay focused?
Last Tuesday,
okay.
Last Wednesday. I mean, I think you're telling these. Mainland probably has to hear that a lot because they go into so many games heavily favored. And, in recent history, they've done well to go ahead and play well against teams that they've outmatched.
But these are also tough games to prepare for. And again, I just want to make the point that we're not taking anything away from Pine Ridge. It's just they are the lesser of these two teams.
Anybody that looks up down the field and sees the difference in size between the two lines can tell that immediately.
And they're not the only school that's going to be in that situation against these guys.
Purcell looking to pass. He's going to roll to his right. He'll go nowhere. In on the tackle, and that will be a credited sack. Is number 42 for the Buccaneers. He's not on here.
He's not on either one.
Well, we can watch the special teams coach down there. He gave a left hand fist. We'll see if that's return left or return right or what that means. Maybe in the future we can know ahead of time. But that wall's going to come probably this way. So hopefully return right.
Kaysen into punt. 6 minutes and counting.
Oh, they got it.
It's going backwards. Oh.
Got a piece of it.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 27-yard line of the Panthers. It's hard to tell whether he got it, if Mainland got a piece of it, if we're off the side of his foot. Nonetheless, it's...
I'm going to say got a piece of it because the coach was encouraging him, and now we know that the left-hand fist is the punt block signal for the Mainland Bucks. I'll try to keep the fans up to date because I think there's going to be some more punting going on.
The snap, your operation's got to be so crisp against a bunch like this, and then the snap part of their operation is a little bit slow, and it's allowing their speed to get off those edges and through those gaps and create some real problems for the punter.
Timeout called on the field by the officials for water. 5:51 to go in the first half, 42-0 Mainland leading Pine Ridge in this district contest. Another update from the Seabreeze Newsboard Beach game at the half. It's the Seahorses 10, Barracudas 7.
Close football game as we thought it would be.
Coach Jenkins and Coach Beach finding themselves in some uncharted territory. And, if you do it long enough, Coach,
I was going to say, it's good for them. Yeah. You gotta, every once in a while, my dad used to be a thoroughbred racehorse trainer, and he said, I don't care how good the horse is, if you lead him up there enough, he's going to get outrun sometimes.
That's right. We used to use the old saying that nobody's undefeated for life.
That's right.
Back from the officials' timeout. Houston hands the ball off to Killens. He's going to come near side looking to finally be touched at the 10. He'll drag a defender down to the 5-yard line. It'll be first and goal.
Way too easy. Those guys up front are just getting it done.
Obviously this is something we could talk about again in the second half, but we're using phrases, it's unfair, it's too easy. I don't know much about American Heritage other than they're pretty good, but I don't know that Mainland's going to have it this easy next week.
I would hope not, for the fans' sake and for the players' sake. These games are really not a lot of fun for anybody. I mean, you get out there and you get ahead. Maybe they're good for the second team, but little cash, yeah.
I can promise you that they'll get quite a bit more of a challenge next week with that American Heritage bunch who I've seen a couple of times. They've got some marquee athletes.
It is homecoming. Or at least I see some people interested.
No, I think those people are just, pass was intended for Will Collins. Wow, it's homecoming. I can't wait to let everybody see the festivities. Maybe they canceled homecoming because it looks like everybody's leaving.
Go to the parking lot.
Second and goal for Mainland from the Pine Ridge 5. Houston looks right, pumps, looks left. He's going to scramble to his left. He can take that in if he wants, but
they got a flag.
He'll be unselfish. Throw the ball to the corner of the end zone, touchdown, but it won't be coming back. Flag on the play, holding against the Bucks. Push him back 10 yards. Again, win-win situation. That was Randy Baker on the touchdown reception that has been nullified by the holding.
Be interesting to know how many penalties Mainland has tonight. Maybe I should keep track. Too many. That's one thing they'll have to try to eliminate.
Yeah, they'll clean that up as they get down to these bigger games and the more contested ball games that come down to smaller little things that are going to determine the difference in the winning and losing. That's not going to be the case tonight, Coach.
No, and like you said before, sometimes the officials might want to lean towards the underdog, try to keep the score close.
Houston's pass near side. That's Will Collins on the reception. He'll be stood up by a couple of Panthers. That's Devontae Small and Marcel Diggs on the stop. Looking has nothing but time. He's going to roll again to his left, come back, middle stop, throw to his right, wide open receiver.
It's just too long to try to cover these athletes who run 21.9 and 22 flat. They're just too fast.
Flag again on the play, coaches. Judging by the heads tilting back, it's going to go against the Buccaneers. Ineligible downfield. You can almost guarantee whenever there's a flag on the field, after a touchdown, it's either going to be ineligible downfield or a holding ball. There's no doubt about it. Those are the only two penalties that it could be.
And that's exactly the one, ineligible downfield this time.
42-0 your score. 3 minutes, 59 seconds to go in the first half. It's Mainland leading Pine Ridge.
Try it again here.
Houston looks to his right, rolls to his right, has a receiver. Touchdown in the corner, right corner of the end zone. Let's look before we say anything. There are no flags on the field.
We've scored 3 touchdowns here. And we're going to get credit for one. Now we've got a player down, and I kind of saw that happen. He just basically got taken into the backfield and pretty much planted. I don't know what he's hurt, but he's reaching for his lower extremity there.
That was Will Collins on the touchdown reception. As we take time out on the field, we will take time out in the broadcast. 48-0, Mainland leading Pine Ridge with the point after coming up. We'll be back. Scored 70 on Seabreeze last year when Seabreeze was good. Welcome back to Municipal Stadium. Baudette's kick is up, and it's good. And just like that, gentlemen, 48-0, Mainland leading the Pine Ridge. We might as well go ahead and take some time to look ahead because I don't think we're going to have too much time in the second half. But next week, we have 2 broadcasts. On Thursday night, it'll be Bartram Trail coming to play Seabreeze High School. Gentlemen?
Bartram Trail has been good. I don't know, Steve. Do you know what they're doing this year?
Darrell was down a little bit, but last year they started like 0-4 and ended up making a run, 3 rounds deep. Bill Solin's one of the best men that I've dealt with in coaching. Does a great job up there. They just have a great athletic program there at Bartram Trail. They real good kids there coming out of basically Upper St. Augustine and Ponte Vedra, and they've just done a good job there. And he's a fine coach.
Well, if the score should stay as it is with Seabreeze in the lead, they'll be coming in riding a 1-game winning streak. They'll be on a high. It's a non-district game. It should be pretty exciting for a Thursday night.
Absolutely.
It'll be followed up by Friday night's game, American Heritage, against these Mainland Buccaneers.
Looking forward to that one.
Should be a good week of football.
Baudette's kick fielded and returned to about the 25-yard line, where Pine Ridge will have 1st and 10. 3:34 to go in the first half. 49-0 your score. Mainland over Pine Ridge.
I think that just keeps the ball on the ground, and I know they're going to have a running clock in the second half, but I'd go ahead and get it running now.
Absolutely.
Perseo still under center for the Panthers. Quick toss to Kaysen. He's going absolutely nowhere.
Backside defender was there. About the time the ball was there.
They pulled that guard and top of the little gap, and I know most of the time we used to scoop the backside of a lot of plays when we played Mainland. We had to fan and turn and block back.
Absolutely.
The whole scheme because their backside can run so well.
You're just limited in this offense. I mean, there's no element of surprise anywhere with this offense.
Yeah, and I don't think they could line up in just about anything. I think they look pretty limited tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But you're right. There's not a lot of flash in this offense.
Kaysen again in motion. He'll get the ball again. At some point, Kaysen's got to say, "Hey, coach, don't be afraid to call it the other side. Let somebody else take a licking."
Or to say, "Coach, don't call that anymore because they're hitting me really hard."
Now, the last time we saw the Buccaneers, they gave up 56 yards of offense. That was against Spruce Creek. Probably the same, if not less.
I would say they don't have half of that tonight already, so I don't think they're going to have much. There's not going to be much to want to remember about this game. Stats.
Well, they've only got more than 10 in one series, so can't be a lot. Got him on loose something there. Just inside on the trap. Is that what he did? Just kind of left it for him?
Must have, because back away and the fullback showed up out of that.
Well, there we go.
That's Kaysen again on the carry.
That play right there is going to get him to the half, I believe. It's going to let them keep the ball to the half.
Well, there's a minute 30 and counting.
Right.
I'm sure that they're going to use every bit of their 25 seconds.
They need to use it all.
First and 10 Pine Ridge from their 35-yard line. Their second first down of the game. Perseo hands the ball off to his sniffer. Sniffer will gain no yards on the play. It'll bring up second down.
I think at this point, Pine Ridge is just trying to get it to half and try to regroup and figure out how they're going to approach the second half.
Very carefully.
Very carefully.
The officials are waiting to blow the ball into play. And they've done so. So if Pine Ridge chooses, they can just sit on the ball and not even run the play. Perseo rolls to his right as he hands the ball off.
That's a little crisscross play again, man.
Nick Sutton on the carry. That gentleman will bring us to the end of the first half. Mainland prepares for homecoming festivities. We will prepare for a second half broadcast. At the end of the first half, your score, Mainland 49, Pine Ridge nothing.